Ed.
And I'm Barb.
And we're the Streeters.
Hi, everyone. I'm Barb, and he's Ed, and we're the Streeters. I think we're going
we're
live.
Back. It's Monday night, and we're live.
Welcome to the ARTyRV Glass Studio Q&A, where we attempt to answer all your questions about stained glass.
That's right, Barb, and hopefully everybody had a wonderful weekend. We did. We had a great weekend. It was beautiful weather here in South Carolina, so we took advantage of it and enjoyed it.
Yes.
So great. So, everybody, if you got some questions for us tonight, we'd love to see them. And if you don't have any questions for us, just drop in and say hello for us. Those of you that are waiting back in the wings, go ahead and subscribe. Bring yourself into the room with the rest of us and then enjoy the rest of the evening.
I'd like to say hello to Human on Earth. Ray is here. Kat St. Jane is here, and Christy is here. So hi, everyone. It's good to see everyone. So, Ed, how's it been? How's your stained glass processes going?
Well, we've got some projects that we're finishing up tomorrow. We'll be doing an installation on Wednesday, and I believe that you have captured some of that. So we're looking forward to maybe getting another video out on leading a window, restoring a window, and also soldering and finishing. So we got a lot of great things coming up on some new videos, but we're also starting some new projects, and we're going to be letting you in on that. We're working, the Pelican window is like 3/4 of the way completed on the cutting out process. So we're looking forward to getting that all done. It's been a fun week, Barb, and last weekend or this past
Jenny's
weekend.
here. Jenny Dalton's here. Jenny, hey, how you doing?
I see you. We'll send you some pictures tomorrow because we'll have everything laid out on the table. You can see it all completely cut out.
It's almost complete. So. Mike is here. Mark Mason is here. Magali's here. A.K. Martinez is here.
Hi, everybody.
Of course, let's see. Oh, yeah. And I wanted to tell you guys the next video, and we may put an early video out. The next video where the soldering and then the finishing on the window that we restored will have our tilt table on it. And we've never shown that before. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So we're gonna show you guys our tilt table that we use to help us flip stained glass windows over. Typically we use the table when they're 3 foot by 5 foot, which is about the max that we do in one single piece. So, but it's much easier to lay the table down, pick the window up, turn it around, and lay it right back against the table and pick the table up. So we can't wait to show you this because you know who has one? I do. And we're gonna actually we should just have everything so that where you can see it. And then we'll get a CAD drawing of it for you, and you'll be able to purchase one yourself in your studio.
Okay, so Jerry from Kansas asked if you would touch base on the subject of reinforcing when needed, like the rules, the supplies, the methods, the tips and tricks. That sounds like a whole video.
It does, Jerry. But hey, thanks for tuning in tonight.
That's a good question.
It is.
Jerry.
It's a good question.
Important.
All right, so if I am reinforcing something, I'm going to use pre-tinned steel bar 1/8 by 3/8. Comes in 6 foot lengths. It does need to be shipped in. You may be able to get it from your stained glass supplier and save you some freight. Typically a 6 foot bar is going to run you about $18, $19, maybe even $20, but it's going to do exactly what you need it to do. The other thing is you want to reinforce your windows typically horizontally. Vertical reinforcing really doesn't help you in any way whatsoever. You're better off to do your horizontal reinforcing, and the bars should actually go into or behind the molding that holds the window so that the window can't move. The whole idea behind reinforcing is to keep the window from sagging like this and to keep it from rattling and moving back and forth. Years ago, 200 years ago, hey, they didn't put Lexan or polycarbonate coverings over stained glass windows. They used reinforcing bar, and a lot of those windows are still in use today. They may have something over top of them now, but for 100 years or 150 years, there was nothing in front of them. The only thing behind them was reinforcing bar. So try to you make your design to where you can use the reinforcing bar and it's not obtrusive, yes, you can bend it around the lead. Okay, you can bend the reinforcing bar around the lead so that it looks, so it's really not so obtrusive if you absolutely have to. However, I will tell you, if you don't bend that bar just right and it's got a little bit of play in it and it wants to spring back, you're going to break glass. Take your time, bend it correctly, attach it correctly, which is on the top with a wave and on the bottom with a wave of that rebar so that they can't move up and down. Soldering it on the top doesn't do anybody any good, especially the rebar. So anyway, I hope I touched enough base on that. And we do have a video, right, Barb, on reinforcing?
I'm trying to think of which video it is. When I find it tomorrow, I will
I know it's a video.
Post it on the community page so you can take a look at it.
No, it's the video with the round cross in it.
Yeah, it's one of the first videos, if not the first video we did. I can't remember. But I will post it on the community page so you can look at it because he really talks a lot about reinforcing.
And that wave is very, the wave I talk about is just a gradual, is a solder joint onto the reinforcing bar up onto the solder joint of the lead. You can also, of course, add rebar to copper foil windows. I don't want to single lead, all the copper foil windows out because you do need to reinforce them somewhat. However, copper foil windows, you can use what they call a reinforce or a re-strip. And it's an 1/8 of an inch piece of copper flat stock that's in a roll. And you can put it in between your glass and it will help reinforce your copper foil windows. And it does a really good job of it.
Okay.
And it's hidden.
Hello to Thomas Sharp. He's here. And Julie is here. Thomas is from PA. Julie is here. She said that she really appreciated, Julie says she really appreciated the Windex razor blade tip, worked great for glazing a window. The DAP is taking long to cure. She's in Norfolk and glazed a couple weeks ago. Well,
that's fine because what you only have to wait for the glazing to paint it. You only have to wait for the glazing compound to get a skin on it. Just to get a skin on it, then you can paint it. The glazing compound isn't going to set up for months, but it will get a skin on the outside of it and within a week or two. And that is when you can prime it and then paint it.
And then Julie Bison is here from New Hampshire.
Hey, Julie. Nice to see you this evening.
Let's see who else is here. Okay. That's
say hi to everybody for tuning in tonight.
It's so
Thanks,
good
guys.
To see everyone. So just if you have any questions, put them in the chat or the comments. And how it works is you write your questions there and then I read them to Ed and he answers the questions. Sometimes I put my 2 cents in,
and usually it's about a dime's worth because that's what it's worth.
He's the guy. Okay.
So we're 10 minutes behind on Facebook, and we are also running on the ARTyRV channel on Facebook as well. Is that right, Barb?
Facebook, ARTyRV, and Conway Glass. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. AK Martinez says she sent in. They said in a question on the website today, and did we receive it? I wouldn't have checked the email.
The cutoff time for Monday night's question is Sunday at 6 p.m.
Sunday at 6. So just type your question right here and we'll go ahead and answer it.
We'll answer it tonight.
I like to have them ahead of time, but that's fine. We'll go ahead and answer it now. That's okay.
Yeah, because some of the questions, we even have to do a little bit of research on or try to, so that we can try to answer them correctly, especially if it's something that Barb and I haven't done before or haven't used, maybe a material we haven't used, but we're not going to fake you. We're definitely going to let you know if we haven't used that material before. We haven't used that material before. So.
Okay. Barbara BB. Hello, Ed and Barb. I just started stained glass a year ago, and I have decided to tackle my first lamp. Any tips or pointers in making one's own mold? Styrofoam ?
You know what? Making tips on making a styrofoam mold. If this is your first lamp, Barbara, is that what her name is? Barbara?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Barbara BB. Hey, if this is your first lamp, Barbara, my suggestion, and we have a gentleman that's in our group here, Ray's here, and he's the lamp maestro. But my thing would be, if it were your first lamp, Barbara, I think I would do a flat panel lamp first. I would do a flat panel lamp first, because that's going to give you all of the little ups and downs and crooks and the basic formation of a lamp. And then it's going to give you the basic construction tools that you need to fabricate not only flat panel lamps, but bent lamps. Okay. So yeah, they do make styrofoam lamp molds. And those are what they call repeat molds. And they're made by the Warden system. You can make your own.
But you need to.
But you really need to make a flat panel lamp first and get the gist of it.
Yeah.
Especially just starting out in stained glass. And flat panel lamps are just as beautiful, if not more beautiful, than the panel lamps, or like the peony, or the any of them, the Dragonfly. The thing about flat panel lamps, Barbara, is you can make it your own, and then go on and use somebody else's pattern or whatever. But you can make a styrofoam mold yourself. But my suggestion, and maybe Ray will help me out on this or help you out, is do a flat panel lamp first and get the construction of a lamp itself down before you attack a piece or a lamp that's going to have 800, 1,000, 1,500 pieces of glass in it. That would be my suggestion.
And and the reason we always suggest that is because you want to have some type of success fairly early in learning that lamp process. So do a flat panel lamp, get familiar with the lamp techniques, because those will transfer right over to the mold making. But you'll have a lamp that you can show people and you'll be proud of. Start with a flat panel.
Ray, that's a lamp maestro, buddy. I've seen your work. That's a compliment, and it is well deserved, my friend. Well deserved.
Okay, so wait a minute.
Flat panel lamps, I think, are really a lot of fun. And you know what? They used to have free pre-cut flat panel lamps. Remember those?
They did. We may show an old one on the show.
I have one still in the box from the 70s, brand new in the box.
Okay. I don't want to skip any questions. I'm going to another question, and if I've skipped your question, give me a shout out and I'll be glad to go back and look for it. Thomas wants to know, can you paint and fire on any glass?
You can paint and fire on any glass. You just can't mix that glass with another glass. When you're
tempered glass, you can't.
Tempered glass you can't paint on, because you can't control it. All right, it's already been heat strengthened, and as soon as you go to heat it up again, it's going to disappear and make a mess out of your kiln or your annealer or any type of oven that you're using. But window glass, window pane glass you can paint on, and any colored glass you can paint on it. It doesn't matter. The thing about it is if you go to mix the glasses, you have to drop back and go to your fusing rules and your slumping rules. That's all it is. But you can paint on any glass that you can fire, except for tempered safety glass.
Yes. Christy wants to know, she has 2 lead glass repairs coming up this week, and she needs to price them. She knows that it depends on the damage, but how do you price for repairs, especially lead pieces?
Wow, Christy. I think, we have it's kind of difficult, because I price each individual repair job by itself. I mean, we had a repair job 3 months ago that was $6,000. We're finishing up another repair job that's pretty close to the same thing, and it's a complete redo. So, I don't know what to tell you, Christy. I would look at it. Number one, see how much your glass is going to cost you. You're going to have freight. If you don't have the glass, you're going to have to find something that's going to match it or close to it, and that's going to take a little bit of time. If you don't have to take the window completely apart and completely re-lead it, if you do that, you already know what to do. It's not cheap. However, if you're just replacing pieces, you know, I don't know. I'd look at your time that you got spent on it. If you're replacing 3 or 4 pieces of glass in the lead, and you got to straighten the lead out, you got to reglaze it and all that. I don't know, $300, $400, $500. What is your time worth, Christy? And what is your knowledge worth to be able to do that? Because not everyone can repair a window and, number one, make it look like it hasn't been repaired. So take your time with it. And it's awesome. I love repairing windows because my thing is even though I've been in that window, you can't tell that I've been in it and came back out. So,
Christy, I think that normally in our studio, we price restorations at least as much as building a stained glass window. The square footage part.
Yeah, and you know, we have a minimum.
And it may be more because you have to take it apart.
Yeah. Yeah, so you have to take it apart. And when you know, if you've got a piece that's 3 rows in on a stained glass window and it's a shape, you really should work your way to that. You know, the repair you're doing should be priced by the square foot, I believe. Yeah, I believe. And your time is really important. Lead is really, especially on restoration or old lead, and we're going to touch a little bit on that tonight. But the old lead is really hard to solder, and if you don't work on that correctly, you'll never get it to look right, and everybody will know that it's been repaired. Okay, thank you, Jerry, for the compliment. Oh, and everybody, you think I look adorable in this hat? Let me show you something. I got something to show you. Oh, no, Barb. This is Mr. Streeter in his hat, in his ARTyRV hat. Isn't he cute? Yeah, so these are our new hats, y'all. These are, this is really, you know, this hat is stone-washed black, and it's actually a really nice gray. And then, of course, we had the lettering done in white with black outline, and it is just gorgeous. It is. And for you ladies out there, we got that turquoisey green color. Yeah, they're on the website. They're on the website. They're up and running, and it's beautiful. And we'll have more of the dark blue or navy blue aprons up on the website next week. Oh, Marie Chan said, I just started watching you wonderful people, and I love your videos. You guys are so sweet. No questions. Just wanted you to know how great you guys are. Oh, thank you so much. That is awesome. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. And Jerry said you look dapper. Dapper. Ed looks great in the hat. Yeah, right. Doesn't he look good in that hat? I loved it. I'm like, and you know what's funny is that I've really never worn a hat in my life. No, he doesn't usually wear a hat. No, me neither. But we've started wearing hats. Yeah, we started wearing hats. It just seems like it's more fun. It is. Well, it's a little edgy for Barb and I, so that's why. Yeah, we're just getting kind of edgy. We're just getting kind of goofy. Okay, let's see. Have I missed any of your questions? Are there anything? Oh, we had this was not a question that was directed at us, but there was a big discussion on stained glass attics. That's a group that I belong to on Facebook. And if you are on Facebook, I'd encourage you to join that group. They seem like a great group, and they have all kinds of people, pros and beginners, and everybody. If you have a question, you can go there and ask questions, and then bring them here and ask more questions. But anyway, yeah, they don't do lives or anything. They will answer your questions. There's a lot of people on there that do videos and other kinds of things. But there was a question about zinc. Someone had bought some zinc, and it had the corrosion on it. Not really, like it always does. Like it always does when you get it. And she thought that it was ruined. So you want to talk about that a little bit, Ed? Well, I can, Barb, because zinc is a different monster all of its own. It oxidizes relatively quick, and it looks oxidized even when it's not oxidized. And it's the nature of the metal itself. Now, so I've probably got 2 50-pound boxes of zinc in the stained glass studio, and I've had those boxes for probably 20 years. But the zinc is gonna oxidize, and your lead will oxidize. Your lead isn't gonna oxidize as fast, but the zinc, down, especially here in the humidity that we have in South Carolina, that zinc will oxidize. But there's nothing wrong with it. to solder it, all you need to do is clean it up. And we'll talk about that in Glass Chat. But when you're working with the zinc, zinc is a funny animal. You really should use a saw to cut it. You can't use pliers because it's one piece of metal that's folded to give it strength and bent and crimped to give it its shape and strength. So it's hollow inside. It'll crush up, it'll bend, it'll break, it'll do whatever you want. So if you're going to bend it, you need to invest in a cane bender. Okay. Oh, you have to have a cane bender to work with zinc, because you can't bend it by hand and make it look good. You have to have that cane bender. Cane bender is going to set you back about $200. However, they last forever. The one that Barb and I've had, we've had for 35 years. So, I mean,
you're not going to wear it out.
You're not going to wear it out. You can't wear it out, but it's also used. You can use it for a lot of other things. It'll even give you a really tight bend in lead that you can't achieve with your hand, or that if you try to achieve it with your hand, it's going to crimp the lead. However, your cane bender will do that tight inside circle for you, and it won't crimp the lead because it's got grooves that the lead fits over top of, and it'll bend it.
And it'll bend it.
So
go ahead.
No, go ahead, Barb.
What I love about it is when you want to hide that zinc in your panel, you can kind of bend it so that it meets the lead lines, and you're not going to see it.
Yeah, and we're not using, you don't use zinc as a reinforcing rod for your stained glass windows. And you really, my thing about zinc is definitely don't put it in a door because it's too rigid. The zinc, the solder joints will break in a very short time with zinc in a door, whether it's reinforced or not, because of the movement of it catching air every time it closes, and its movement back and forth.
Right.
If in order to keep that from happening, you would have to reinforce it so much that the panel wouldn't look good. But do get you a cane bender. You can use your zinc, and in Glass Chat, we're going to show you how to clean it up.
All right. I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about rebar. Okay.
No, we're talking about zinc.
I lost my train of thought. Okay, AK Martinez, I'm getting to your question and I've lost it again. I'm sorry. Okay. AK Martinez, I was wondering about signing work. I have signed mosaic pieces on with etching pen. My husband says I should sign some of my pieces I make for others, but I've never seen that. Is that a thing?
Yes. You should sign your work, and you can use an engraver or whatever. My father, when he worked with us on stained glass windows, he would do two things. He would not only sign a piece of glass that's in the window somewhere, but one of those pieces of glass would be upside down.
Yeah, he always used to challenge us to find it.
He always put a piece of glass in upside down, and that marked his work.
Well, flipping it from the other textures.
Flipping it, anyway, that was his thing. And yeah, you should sign your work. We sign our work, and we just put a little piece of down in the corner on the little piece of glass. That's fine.
With the etching pen is fine.
Yeah, and some people have a little brass little plaque thing they make that would say Conway Glass Inc. or whatever, and they attach it to the lead. But the lead eventually can also deteriorate. But that piece of glass that you've etched your name or your logo into will always be there.
Okay, Linda asks. Thank you, Ed. Linda asked, are there rules on what size H cane to use on different size windows?
Actually, it depends on the design, because I would charge you to use multiple profiles of lead in your windows if you can, to create a little bit of depth and some intrigue in the windows themselves.
Was that Thomas's question? Let me see. Can you paint? Thomas, did I answer your question? I see that you said me too, so I didn't know if that was a question I missed. A lot of them are coming in, and
That's good. I'm glad you all got some questions for us.
Michelle ARTyRV is here. It's good to hear from you. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. tonight. It's been a while. She's in Canada.
Yeah.
Canada, right? Christy said some folks price by the piece, but this window's smashed. Yeah, if you've got a, you've got a challenge.
Christy,
there
send Barbara a picture of it. We'll help you with it.
You know how to do that, right, Christy? Okay.
Yeah, you know how to get a hold of Barbara, Christy. Just send her a picture of it. Let us look at it, and we'll kind of maybe help you get in the right
We can
direction.
tell you what we would charge for.
We'll charge you,
and then it'd be up to you.
We'll tell you what we would charge, and we won't charge you to do that. So.
Okay. Thomas, did I miss your question? Because if I did, I'm sorry. I'm looking through the questions, and I just want to make sure I have them. Anybody else have a question?
I think we're gonna get Barb a bigger monitor here in the next few months.
I'm gonna get one right up here so I could see.
Well, I think in the next few months, we did get a new camera, and I don't know, y'all won't be able to see that until in a few minutes. Then you'll see that we have a new camera.
Oh yeah, we do.
And you should be able
and
to.
you'll be able to see it on some upcoming videos.
Yeah, some upcoming videos. So now we have a crisper, sharper image. Anyway, we're gonna have a crisper image on our videos, and also on our things like hands and
All right. Well, you know what? I think it might be time for what you gonna do? Glass chat, or you want to do?
No, we can do glass chat. If
you want to do glass chat?
We got a couple things I want to show everybody tonight.
Okay, let's do glass chat then. Okay. Okay, Ed.
Well, first of all, we're gonna talk about a piece of glass, and this is a piece of glass that I showed you the number before, but I showed you the number in an LL, which was a clear base. Tonight, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you this Kokomo.
Change cameras here.
Okay. There we go. But anyway, there we go. I'll show you that. This is a Kokomo 142, y'all. Okay, I got it upside down, but you can see it. That's perfect. So this is a Kokomo 142, and if you can read that, you'll see that it's a deep blue or cobalt blue with a medium green and a white, and they're swirled together. And this makes some of the most beautiful water that you can produce in a window that you need some privacy in. So keep that in mind. If you use the Kokomo or the K142 for water, this will do exactly what you need it to do. And it is a beautiful, beautiful glass.
Works good for water in bathroom windows and
places where you need privacy. Yes. It works really well. So now I want to show you something else that may change your work. Those of you that have a polishing wheel or what have you, I want to show you this. Okay. This is
where are you gonna put it? Okay.
Right there. This is a rondelle that we've made out of a blue wine glass foot that broke off.
Turn it over.
Okay.
No, they can't see it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Still can't see it. There you go.
Anyway, we'll get the lens adjusted right, and I think I got it right. But anyway, you can see it. I've polished this down where it was broke off, ground it flat, polished it, and then drilled a hole in it with a Dremel. And to do that, you just put this part underwater and just drill the hole with that in the water. That's a tiny hole, but it sure does make a pretty little rondelle, y'all. So I wanted to show you that.
Just cut it off with your saw.
Just cut it off with your saw or piece of metal. It's a great way to, to store your soldering iron. You can lay it right there just like that. It's not going to fall off. It's not going to roll over. It's not going to burn the cord. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. Just a simple thing. And then last but not least tonight, y'all, everybody's when we're restoring a window, how do we get the solder to stick to the lead? So I'm going to show you this. I'm not going to move it around. I'm going to put it in one spot. Barbara's going to click on the camera, and now you can see that. Okay. So this is yeah, there we go. This is an angle drill. It just seems to work better for me than a regular drill. But then when you see, this is a 1/4 inch shaft, and this brush here is brass. So this is how I clean my lead, whether it's an old window or it's been sitting and it's taken me a while to put it together like the one we're working on now. So you have, sometimes the lead will oxidize, even if you cover it up and everything else. But this is my way of getting my lead cleaned up enough that I can actually solder it. And when you clean it up like that and you solder it, the solder joints look really good, don't they, Barb?
Yeah.
When you clean it up like that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Ed.
Well, I mean, it's just a simple thing.
Yeah, it is a simple thing, but it makes a big difference when you're trying to, get started soldering and your window had to sit for a week or so.
Yeah, like right now, I've got it covered up with paper towels because we flipped it today. So
yeah,
we flipped the window today.
The window. So we can't wait to show you that tilt table. We've been keeping it a secret for many, many years. We're going to share it with you. Okay. Let's go back to questions because there seems like there's been a lot of comments.
That's great. That's awesome.
So let's go back to that.
Well, it looks like Magali's here.
Yeah, Magali's here. Did I say hello, Magali? If I didn't, I'm sorry. I saw you were here. Welcome. Okay, let me go back to the comments. And oh, we lost the audio. Okay. Do you clean just the joint area or all the old lead?
Oh no, just clean around the joint area like a 1/2 inch either direction. That's really all you want to do, because then when you reglaze the broken pieces, you should reglaze the whole window, don't you think, Barb? Should try and reglaze the whole window to clean it up.
Reglaze the whole window. You don't have to take the old glazing putty out of between each piece of lead. Just reglaze the whole window. That should, as long as it's structurally sound, another coating of glazing putty on top of it. It'll just clean it up. It helps clean it and shine up that
cleans the glass. It cleans it, polishes
finished.
it. It does a lot of different things. So
yeah, that is a good question. It sure is. Okay, so Ed, are you going to do what you going to do?
Well, I'm just going to.
You're going to do a demo for us?
Yeah. I think what I'm going to do though is we're just going to cut a piece of glass, but I want to. Again, I had a question during the week that I read was, why do you push your glass cutter cutting one type of pattern and pulling your glass cutter when you're only cutting straight lines? So I just, I hate to keep.
That's the question turns up.
It turns up all the time, and I hate to keep tapping on it, but y'all, it's got to be to cut a pattern piece of glass. You cannot pull your glass cutter because your forearm, your hand, and your wrist all gets in the way. So, oh well, that's cool, Barb.
There you go.
All right, let me go
right here. I hope you all can still hear us, because it seemed okay. I think that's
okay. So here we go. So you see this is just a little curvy line, but I want you to see. You see the way my hand is on my glass cutter, index finger on top, thumb on the side, and now we're just going to cut our glass. And there's no reason to get in a hurry. You just want to hear that same noise start to finish. And when you come off, just come off. So we're going to take it and we're going to break it just like that. Okay? Just like that. But when we cut a straight line, now I don't have a square here, so you know what? It's going to be a hard to cut straight line. But a straight line, you see all of this is hiding all of this. So, but a straight line, boom, pull, off, and done. So those of you just starting out, working with stained glass, reiterate again, practice, 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 cut on your window glass, right? Cut on your window glass. And then when you become very confident with the window glass, then switch over to colored glass because everything changes. It's kind of like the lamp building thing, Barbara. You know, you don't want to jump right into a bent panel lamp with 1,000 pieces in it. Go ahead and start with a flat panel lamp to teach yourself the basics of the construction and the making the lamp, the integrity of the lamp stay together before you start on something that is really going to confuse you, actually. So.
Yeah. And once you start working on lamps, you'll be so inspired. Ray will tell you
lamps,
that.
Yeah, lamps are awesome.
Yes. Stained glass with light.
And you know what? Hey, y'all, I'm sorry, but I was looking at this camera and all it does is work my hand. So I'm sorry. I was staring at
What were you doing?
I was looking at talking to this camera and I wasn't talking to you guys.
Oh, okay.
Because I thought this was picking me up. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, I wasn't ignoring you guys. I love you. You kidding me?
You can talk to anybody you want to. Okay. What's the easiest way to drill a small, this is from Ray. What's the easiest way to drill a small hole in glass, say a 1/4 inch hole? What kind of drill bit would you use? And that would depend. Well, it doesn't really depend on the thickness.
No, not on the thickness of the glass. Typically, what I like to use, Ray, and I'll write this down, but I like to use, I go on, and I get what's called a carbide steel spearhead drill bit. A spearhead, okay? And that's exactly what it looks like. It's on a copper shaft, and it's a spearhead. And let's say the 3/16 bit, and they come in a set of 7, I think, and they go all the way up to 1/2 inch. But the 3/16 is what's going to give you the 1/4 inch hole, because when you're drilling it, you have to work the drill in a circular motion, and only do not run, Ray, don't run more than about 1,250 RPMs. It'll take a little while to keep it soaked, you know, make a reservoir out of glazing putty if you can. Get your scratch started so the bit won't fall out of it, and start it up, and just use a tiny bit of antifreeze and water mixed together, and it'll keep everything nice and cool for you. I use the spearhead bits. You can use core bits, but unless you have a drill press and can hold on to it and do it right, I wouldn't use a core or a hole saw for that.
Okay, and that's for a 1/4 inch hole.
Or any, any kind of hole. The spearhead bits, I'll see if I can find them, and we'll try and get them put on the website.
Yeah, we'll try to get them on the website for you. And we have a lot of products on the website that are linked to our Amazon account. And we earn a small commission when you buy something from our website, but it doesn't cost you any extra.
Right. And it's greatly appreciated, because those are the things that allow us to get new cameras and upgrade our system so that we can keep in touch with you guys. And we can grow. And we want to grow.
Bring you better programming, as they say on PBS. Okay, antifreeze plus water tip.
Just a tiny bit of antifreeze, tiny bit.
Yeah, tiny bit.
Because you'll find the antifreeze, what the antifreeze will do is keep the carbide and the diamonds cool.
Ray found it, 1250 RPM.
Yes.
Yes.
1250.
Okay. Thank you, Ray. I'll post that on the website, and then y'all can go there or
Yeah, because the idea, excuse me, Ray, the idea behind that nice slow rotation is to not overheat the glass nor overheat either the diamonds or the carbide on the bit itself. So
okay. So we must have those on the website.
okay.
They must be on the website because Ray just bought them. Thank you, Ray. We appreciate
that, Ray.
Yeah, so we've got all kinds of stuff there. And so we test all those items. So that would be something that we have bought in the past and we have used. So
Right.
we don't just put in, you know,
we don't Willie McNeely.
We just don't, you know,
we just don't Willie McNeely
up there. But thank you very much. We appreciate that a bunch. So if y'all have any more questions,
yeah, let us have it.
Put them in the comments in the chat, and we'll be happy to answer them. Yeah,
we will. So yeah, guys, you know those your feet on your broken wine glasses. You can really make your work your own.
Yes.
Okay. Who else is going to think of that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Who thunk it?
Yeah, and you know, bigger wine glasses with the bigger feet and different colors. So keep your eye out if you got a saw and
yeah, and you don't really need. I mean, you can cut the wine glass.
Oh, that's right.
The bottom of it with your glass cover.
Now, how would be a good way for them to, if they didn't have a flat polisher, how would they polish out that?
Maybe they would have a belt sander that would do wet and dry belts. And again, it needs to be slow.
You could sandblast that button if you
yeah, you could mask it and sandblast it. The other thing is your local glass company, you could have them put it on their wet belt and just flatten it for you, and they may charge you $1 a piece or something, who knows. But there's got to be a way that you can get it fixed. But they also make a horizontal wheel for your grinder. Those of you that have the is it the inland grinder, Barb, or the glass? Both of those come with beveling or flat grinding and polishing setup. So you might want to look into that for your
Ray
grinder.
said he's when we get him in, he wants to order some and some wine too.
Okay.
What Magali? Let's see. Yeah, in just a second. I just wanted to. Okay, or there, right there. Jerry wants to know, how far are you from the edge of the circle without interfering with the integrity of the glass? Are you talking about this particular rondelle or
this particular rondelle? I'm about 1/4 of an inch in, and we used a Dremel in a water bath to get that hole. You can't put any pressure on it. It has to do it all on its own, basically.
Okay.
Because the wire that's through this rondelle here is actually a chandelier wire, so you know how thin they are.
Yeah. Magali is asking, there are some stained glass artists that recommend kerosene to use if you don't have cutting oil. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And let me let you a little secret about kerosene, y'all. If you get a cut on your hand, take the brush, dab it in the kerosene, put it on that cut, and tomorrow it won't be there. And it won't hurt you, so don't worry about it.
And we're not responsible for anyone that does that. I'm not sure that you should.
It doesn't hurt. Good Lord. It won't hurt you.
All right. And he's not a doctor, by the way.
And I'm not a doctor.
Okay. Thomas Sharp says he uses kerosene. And yes, that's the old timers. That's what they use.
Yeah, kerosene, man. They put it in the heater and put it on the cutter, on their glass cutter.
Christine is here.
Hey,
welcome, Christine.
Thanks for coming in tonight.
She likes to draw her own patterns and was wondering if you had any tips, or should I just buy them?
I have drawn the patterns for Conway glass for 36 years by hand. And now I'm learning how to use rapid resizer. I'm still drawing the things by hand, but I'm learning how to put them into this rapid resizer thing and manipulate them that way and make them larger. However, I'm still old school. We're going to get a large format printer, like a 42-inch printer for our programs, so that when we put it in something like Rapid Resizer, all we have to do is say we want it 36 inches tall and we want it 92 inches long, and this is what we want. And because we'll have a large format printer, we won't spend 3 days taping patterns together and hope we get it right. So if you love to draw your patterns by hand, my suggestion is to keep doing it. And there's a lot of utilities out there that you can use to help you draw. There's projectors, there's enlargers. You can't take a pattern out of a book and take it to a place and enlarge it and have it come out right, because it doesn't work that way. If you're going to have a pattern in a book, then you need to look at it and you should be able to draw it, or like in Rapid Resizer, you can scan it and print it out that way. However, drawing it by hand, kudos to you, because I still would like to draw by hand, but I'm changing. I'm coming around. I'm getting into the 21st century. So.
You may run into copyright issues if you're copying patterns. Even if you bought the book, that doesn't give you the right to copy the pattern and
identically.
Sell it
don't
for
do
a
that.
profit.
Yeah, don't copy someone else's work identical anyway. Make it your own. Please make it your own.
Thomas says taping patterns together is fun. Okay. Yeah, I can't get down on the floor and do that anymore. So
no, but
I have taped many patterns together.
We figured out though that if we can purchase a large format printer, not only will it help us, but I got a feeling it may help some of you out there too. Well, we can print your patterns for you and send them to you.
Christine's story. She loves drawing. What'd
Yeah,
she
I
say?
love
Never?
drawing.
Okay. All right. I don't know.
Animals are easy. I don't know about you, but I have trouble with people.
Yeah, but you
I'm working on
at
it.
that. You get better at that. The more you do it, it takes practice. You've only been doing it 35 years.
I know it. I know.
Okay. Or no,
43 years.
43. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have any more questions? Have I answered
Have you wore me out yet?
He's got plenty of
We got plenty of answers
left in him.
Let's see what we got.
What do you use in your sandblaster when sandblasting sheet glass before applying hide glue for making glue chip glass?
All right, in our sandblaster, because of the humidity we have in South Carolina, we use aluminum oxide. It's a sandblasting. We use 120 grit. It comes in a 50-pound bale from Salem Distributors up in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Okay. Christine asked, what about tips doing lettering?
In lead or copper foil, they have a book that's about lettering, and it shows you.
Rapid Resizer's got all kinds of fonts.
Yeah, and they show you the most important part about lettering.
Getting the font right.
And getting the lines right so that it looks like it's supposed to.
Oh yeah.
That is a tough thing, y'all. So getting the lines right. Go ahead, Barb. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, I really have to look at a lot of. We're trying to design a transom glass, and so I'm looking at a lot of different transoms and getting ideas in my head about how those lead lines should go for that lettering. But for the lettering, we're going to use Rapid Resizer. Yeah,
for the lettering, we're definitely using, or the numbers, we're using Rapid Resizer. Numbers, right?
Numbers. I'm sorry. Did I say letters? Okay.
But we're going to use it. And we've installed one of my original design patterns into the Rapid Resizer. And we printed out, added some color to it and everything. So we're hoping that once we get all this, once we get it worked out and it's presentable to you guys, then we'll share it with you.
Yeah, maybe we'll have a little bit more information for you in the future. I know there's a lot of videos. There, not a lot, but there's a couple videos out there on lettering that are pretty good. So we'll have one soon. But that's a good question. Thanks for asking. That's kind of hard to cover.
It's kind of like the patisserie window that we did. We had to spell patisserie.
Yeah, that was the hardest part
in
of the
stained
whole
glass.
thing.
That was the hardest part of the whole window. And there was even a trestle bridge on it. And that was easy compared to the spelling patisserie and making it look like it's supposed to.
Okay. Wax, for example, is it important to buy just stained glass labeled supplies? Joey wants to know, when he's buying items, they are sold as stained glass specific. Certain items
Are
you
stained
have
glass
to
specific. Yeah.
solder.
Right.
Has to be for stained glass.
Well, it's stained glass solder. It has to be 50-50 or 60-40. If you go to a plumbing store and get solder, the only thing you can buy there is 95.5, and you definitely don't want to use that.
But for wax, you can use regular liquid car wax.
Liquid car wax. Liquid car wax. If you dump the wax out that says stained glass and the turtle wax, liquid car wax, dump them out side by side, they're the same color and they do the same thing. But it's you want to make sure some things are very specific to the industry.
Yeah.
And definitely, Joey, don't deviate from that.
Especially the solder.
Yeah, the solder, especially that.
And
well,
some
the
of the
soldering
tools,
irons. You can't use a soldering gun.
Soldering irons.
You can't use a soldering gun that's designed to doing transistors to solder stained glass. You just can't do it.
Thomas, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Please.
I'm sorry. I thought you were finished.
No, I'm good.
Thomas Sharp says he uses Pledge for wax. Does that work good for you? That's so easy, right?
Yeah, right. And everybody's got that under their counter.
Yeah, and it smells good too. Right?
Yeah, use the lemon version.
Okay. Christy wants to know, how do you clean old cloudy panes on old glass? It looks like calcium buildup. She had someone ask her.
Well, you spray it, and then again, you can use a single edge razor blade trick, but you only use it in one direction.
When it's wet.
When it's wet. It has to be wet because the razor, even though the razor blade is brand new, it'll still scratch the glass. And if you do this with it, you might as well just take that window pane out and put a brand new one in there because it'll scratch the fire out of it. Anytime any of y'all clean glass and you need to get something off of it, overspray of paint, anything like that, wet it really good. Use a single edge razor blade and only use the razor blade in one direction. Okay, top to bottom, left to right, however, but use it in one direction.
Don't do this.
No, don't do that, or this, or that. Don't do any of that because it'll scratch the glass.
And make sure it's wet with a glass cleaner.
Yeah, glass cleaner.
Okay, me, Mike Peace here.
Hey,
from Hopkinton. He's late, but that's okay.
it's okay.
You're
We're still
here. That's the important thing.
That's right.
Everybody's here tonight.
You're
So
here
we're
with
having
us,
a
my
great-
friend.
We're having a great night, and you can watch the reruns and everything. If you're here and you're watching the rerun, thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We do this every Monday night at 7:00. And we really enjoy it, and we love seeing everyone.
Yeah. So I want to say hi to my oldest grandson tonight. I've got a feeling you're probably tuned in, and I know you're tired because you defended your PhD, your dissertation today. God bless you, my friend. Nana and Papa Ed, we love you. Congratulations on getting your PhD, my friend.
He did the math.
You did the math, right? You got Papa Ed upset. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations, Taylor.
Okay. So anybody have any other questions?
Oh, I give a big shout out to Phil at All Star Screen Printing for getting the hats to us.
The hats, All Star Screen Printing.
Hey, and thanks for coming over and helping us flip the window today too, Phil. That's awesome, buddy. We appreciate it.
You'll see Phil in the upcoming video. He helps Eddie flip the windows. I used to help him, but he won't let me help him.
Well, Barb's back bothers her, and there's no reason for me to antagonize any problems that may arise.
Okay. So,
it's not that important.
Yeah, let the guys.
Her back is what's important.
Yeah.
So.
Just looking for me an SGA. I don't know if I remember right now. Thomas, we should be, shouldn't we?
Yeah, the Stained Glass Association.
Yeah, I think maybe our membership lapsed during the pandemic, but we'll be happy to join.
Yeah.
We should be there, right?
Yeah. We have been there for years and years and years.
Yeah.
So it
Thanks
probably
for the
did lapse.
reminder.
Yeah. Let me make a note.
Yes, we do, Christy. We have a flip table. And we're going to show it in the upcoming video. We'll probably have the plan for it on the website, but I can't say when that's going to happen because I have someone else working on that. So, and they're doing it.
They're
at their, when they have time to draw it.
So all your measurements will be there. Your material list will be there, and a photograph of the table. And we have a video coming out showing you how that tilt table works with a 3 foot by 5.5 foot stained glass window on top of it. It's awesome.
Oh, stained glass addict. Oh, okay. Sorry, Thomas. Yes, I'm
Spell
there.
check.
I'm there. You friend me. Hey, you guys that are on the channel, if you're going to friend me on Facebook, give me a heads up here so I know that it's really you, or send me a message, a private message, or a message. Go to the website and say, hey, I'm going to do, I'm from YouTube, because sometimes I get friend requests. I don't know who people are.
Right.
But Thomas, if you want to friend us on Facebook, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, we'd love to have you. We'd love to have you as a friend.
And the rest of you as well.
Yeah, any of you. We're on Facebook. We're on all those things.
Yeah. So, we do have something to share. We got in the mail this week.
Yeah, this is something really special. Kind of got pulled on my heartstring when I opened this up. And it was really awesome. And, from Barb and I, to Annabelle, thank you so much for making us smile really big today. I want to show you guys this. This came from Annabelle Newsom, Magali's daughter, who we met when they came to Myrtle Beach, and they got their picture taken with Barb and Ed at the ARTyRV. So we just want to show you.
And I think that's Magali right there cooking supper.
Yeah, Magali's cooking supper, and she's watching the TV, and Ed and Barb are doing glass chat. And
she's watching.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Annabelle, you know what? They still smell.
They still smell.
The postman didn't take the smell away. Thank you again, dear. Kisses to you. And thanks again for the smile that you put on our face today.
Yeah, that was sweet. We love it.
That was very sweet. We'll hang on to that. It'll go in our folder.
Yeah. Or in the hallway.
In the hallway. Not on the folder, but in the hallway. So
yes. Thank you so much.
Thank
you guys for showing up tonight and chatting and talking. And if you have anything to share before we head out, let's go ahead and share it and ask away, because we're going to head out in a few minutes. I know. Wasn't that sweet? We opened up the mailbox and we're like, oh my gosh, this is precious.
Yeah.
And thanks again. So any more
we
questions?
appreciate that check too, Annabelle. I'm just kidding.
That's what made our day.
But hugs to you, though. And thank you again, really, truly, from
Good
the
job,
bottom
Magali.
of Barb and Ed's heart. Thank you very much.
Okay. If you guys
keep
what's
drawing,
for supper?
too.
I don't know what's for supper. He said we're going out to eat. I don't know.
We were good all day today.
How's the hip?
The hip's good.
Yeah, the hip's great. It's getting better every day.
Next Wednesday will be week 10. And I have an appointment with the doctor, and hopefully he's going to say, go on, Ed. Here's your card so you can fly. Have a good time.
Yeah. And one doctor, you don't have to go back for 6 more months.
Yeah.
And we're up to 4,500 steps a day.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. So we're really close to making 5,000 steps a day. And you know what? We figured it out. If we can do 5,000 steps a day, that's 2.5 miles each. That's awesome.
And thank you for everyone tuning in. If you're catching this on the rerun, we do this every Monday night at 7:00. It's our favorite night.
Right. So, hey, those of you that haven't, and those of you that are in the wings behind us, please step in, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to push the bell, ring the bell up there at the top, because that's your notification button. And that will let you know every time Barb and I have a new video coming out, or we're coming live to you And that is, folks, every Monday night at 7 p.m. right here on the ARTyRV channel on YouTube.
And CM is here, and we're going to leave. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Joey, I don't know if I said hello, but hello. And to everyone, thank you so much. And we'll see you next week.
Just in case, don't forget to ring that bell for your notification to let you know what's coming up. And don't forget, a video coming out. We're finishing and restoring letting a window. It's coming up.
We'll see you later.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Okay, we'll see if we can